Hi YouTubers, it's Evan X and Providos to be very Providos. So today's Medical Thursday Big Ass here. So I want to talk about Medical Thursday. Now I apologize for the lighting right now. It is my power is out in my apartment in Massachusetts. We got a ton of snow. We got a shit ton of snow, so I don't have lighting right now. So I do apologize for the glare of the camera, and I do apologize for the power being out because we do not have power currently. So FYI, I may not be able to upload this video for a few hours, even a day or so. Because I'm not sure when I'm going to get power back. So what I want to talk about right now is gambling addiction. So today's Medical Thursday, gambling addiction. Now I've talked about spit tobacco addiction, I talked about smoking cessation, I talked about alcohol addiction, I talked about pill addiction, and now I want to talk about gambling addiction. Now what is gambling addiction? That is when you're addicted to gambling. So gambling is, there are many different types of gambling. Like you could be gambling with your life, you could be gambling with, drinking a lot of soda and hoping you don't get diabetes, hoping you don't get like heart disease. But generally, when you talk about gambling as a rule of thumb, you are talking about like money gambling. So you're betting money on scratch tickets, lottery tickets, you're betting money on poker, blackjack, slot machines. That's generally what is defined as gambling addiction. And there is a group called Gamblers Anonymous, which helps people who are gambling addicts. So basically, it depends on who you are really. Some people can gamble on occasion, some people don't gamble at all, and some people will never have a problem fit in their life. Myself included. I'm somebody who's over 18, over 21, and I typically spend on lottery tickets or scratch-off cards. I typically spend per week maybe $3, $4 a week on scratch-off tickets. And I think anything under $5 is perfectly acceptable. Now, if you're under 18, that's not acceptable because gambling is an adult enjoyment, same thing as smoking, same thing as porn. You get the point, big ass cigar of life. Same thing as like drinking alcohol. It is an adult enjoyment, adult pleasure. So if you're under 18, you should be playing video games, playing sports, you should be riding your bike, you should not be doing that kind of shit. You get the point, big ass cigar of life. But when it comes to people who are over 18, who are legal age adults, myself, I'm almost 27 years old, I think spending $2 or $3 or $4 a week on scratch-off tickets is perfectly fine because I think, who's going to miss, $1 or $2? I mean, or even $3 or $4. When it comes to people who have a gambling problem, hence the name of this video, is people who spend $50, $100, $200+ on scratch tickets, and people who go to casinos, big ass casinos like the Big Ass Cigar, and will spend literally hundreds if not thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars on gambling. So I knew of somebody who basically gambled away their entire savings and lost their house. I'm not going to say who, that's their confidentiality, but it's really sad. I mean, it's really sad. It's like the Big Ass Cigar. I mean, not to be sarcastic, but you get the point. It's like at a certain point, it's like, okay, it's one thing if you're spending $1 or $2 or even $10 a week on scratch tickets, or like occasionally, like once a year, twice a year, or even 3 times a year, going to a casino, nice big ass casino for life, and you're spending maybe $50 here and there. But when you get to the point where you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, when you're spending a lot of money, you get the point, nice big ass money for life, like the Big Ass Cigar, then you have an actual problem of gambling, and that's where you really need to seek some type of professional medical help, some type of professional medical advice. That is gambling addiction. Give thoughts by Big Ass Cigar for Life. Nice big ass Medical Thursday for life. Bye. So.